What's up, everyone? It's your boy Danny Vega, aka Danny V, and WandaVision episode 8 dropped. I have mixed emotions about these episodes. I'm not crying, you're crying. And mutants have been here this whole time, and it's finally confirmed. And I got some new thoughts and theories, so let's talk about it in this episode. Before we start this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell button for more future videos. Let's not forget about our sponsors, DJ Venom. That's right, go to his SoundCloud, DJ Venom, and also go to his Twitch, DJ_Venom, for all your music and gameplay needs. Let's not forget Sweets by Award. They're a fantastic company here in the Orlando areas where I get all my delicious treats for me and my family. Make sure to use my discount code DannyV for 15% off your next order. Remember guys, this video has huge spoilers. If you don't want anything to be ruined, please do not watch this video. Go somewhere else. Go watch Barney the Dinosaur or something. Bye. The Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. So yeah, WandaVision episode 8. So man, like I said, I have a lot of mixed emotions about this. I feel like episode 7 was just so great. And then this one, even though it's more story building, which I really like and I love, I feel like it was a big and then and I know some people may hate that, but like I just feel like was honestly the pacing. I feel like the pacing just dragged in this episode because, like I was saying, you had this peak going up of episode 7, and I felt like you could have told the story better. I would have loved to seen the story be more intense and told in a different way that you kept it going up. But for me, I felt like it just dropped a little bit in pacing. But again, that could just be a little hump to just go straight back up in episode 9 and ultimate big climax that's coming to this whole thing. But on the other hand, we have reveals, we have answers finally to all of our questions, and it was pretty cool. It starts off with Agnes's backstory. So we see Agnes, and the whole brooch thing was actually her mom's, and her mom looked like the queen of witches. You know, when she was using her magic, she has like a crown. If that's very important in the comics, please let me know in the comments below. But I like how instead of burning her at the stake, I mean, you know, Disney, you can't have fire in this, kids. What they did was you were using magic and you see her glowing bright orange like she was burning. So that's pretty cool for keeping PG. You better. And then you see that her crime was that she was learning the dark arts. Sound familiar? Yeah, kind of like in Doctor Strange, right? And also, it's funny that Dormammu's color is purple when he was using magic against Doctor Strange, and also Agnes's is purple. But yeah, then you see Agnes absorbing everybody's powers. Even her own mom ended up killing every single one of them. It looks like she became more powerful than before. So maybe that's how she's been living this whole time, just absorbing people's energy, magic, life, like Cell from DBZ. So we get that quick backstory, and then we get into the present day, and my theory about how it won't be WandaVision anymore since that widescreen came at the end of the last episode was correct. They stayed in just modern day, and this is where it's going to go on from now on. So we see Agnes is trying to figure out, it's Agatha, Agnes, tomato. She's trying to figure out how is Wanda so powerful, but then Wanda's making mistakes left and right like a green lit rookie, and she's just like, how do you not know any of this? You're so powerful, but yet you don't know the basics? And then she points out the ruins, and one of the ruins to me looks like a missing note. Not a missing note, god damn it. It's like an unknown from Pokemon. If you look real closely, it looks like one of the unknowns. That one, I was just like, is that a Pokemon? But yeah, there's a lot of reveals. So obviously Wanda has no idea what magic is. Agatha's been saying for years of studying, she's learning how to do these illusions, but Wanda's doing it at a grand scale. So she's trying to figure out, she's like, how are you doing this? We also get revealed that Fietro is not really Fietro, which breaks my heart. I was like, why? She was just like, well, necromancy was a big no because his body wasn't here and, you know, full of bullet holes. So, I mean, so she created this fake Fietro, which I'm hoping they're like, this fake Fietro is from the other multiverse, but I highly doubt it now. There's like some poor guy that Evan Peters is playing, and all of a sudden he's just like a puppet in Agnes's thing. And we also get to reveal that Wanda was telling the truth the whole time. She has no idea what's been happening, which I feel so bad that I judged her so harshly. I was like, this line, I'm not gonna say it, you know. She's lying, of course she's lying, and I was dead wrong. I feel like a jerk, I feel like a dick. So in order to figure this out, Agnes goes back to the past, and this is where the big thing in my title is, that mutants were here all along. They retconned Wanda's story. And a lot of people are like, oh no, that's not it. No, yes it is. They retconned Wanda's story in the best way. And how they did that was similar to Spider-Man Far From Home. How they retconned the whole barf thing that Tony Stark had. Remember how they retconned that from Civil War and they put it into Far From Home, and it's actually what made Mysterio? That wasn't there before. It was kind of changed to fit that narrative. Now it's kind of changed to fit this new narrative, which I think is awesome. So how they do that is they go back to when she was a little girl, and we get to see that movie night is where she practiced her English through sitcoms, and it was family time, and that was their pastime. Anytime it was movie night, they all spoke English. That's where they were practicing their English, and it's one of her favorite happy moments. That's why she turned everything into a sitcom, because that's what made her happy with her and her family. God, this poor girl. Seriously. So then we see that the theory of the two people that were in the commercials, that they're not her parents, because they revealed who her parents actually are, so that theory is out the window. So then you see the house explodes. Parents are dead. Her and Fietro hide under their bed, and then you see one of the bombs that didn't go off that says Stark Industries. While she's explaining how in this episode it's all a bad dream, it's all a bad dream, she reaches her hand out and then boom, back into the real world. And Agatha tells her, did you stop that bomb? She's like, no, I didn't. It was just defective, which we know Tony Stark does not make defective weapons at all. And that's when she says it. She's like, you used a probability hex, and what I see is a baby witch. And that was it. It totally established that mutants are already here. And how they did to get to confirm that theory was the fact that the whole Mind Stone thing, it amplified her powers. That's all it did. And then it showed her her future as in the silhouette of the Scarlet Witch, which I thought was fantastic. I was like, all right, that's fucking cool. And I said that out loud for realsies. So yeah, that's awesome. So that means that in the MCU, there are mutants around and we don't even know where they are, but I like that. I really do. But while all this is happening, it seems like Agatha is really teaching Wanda, and it's almost kind of like that when Beerus fought Goku type of deal, like, oh, I'm destroying the earth and actually fighting you to like beat you up and kill you, but not really, I'm teaching you as I go. That's what it feels like to me. I know people have commented on my leaked video. You guys still hate that video. Still not sorry about that. But yeah, people are still commenting, well, she held the kids hostage and stuff like that. It's just like, dude, either one or two things are gonna happen. It's gonna come down to either Wanda is gonna absorb Agatha's powers, like how Agatha absorbed everybody else's powers in the beginning, or it's gonna end up that Agatha is going to be her teacher. And instead of leaving with Doctor Strange, she's gonna leave with Agatha and possibly become the new villain. Or if she absorbs Agatha's powers because they are dark magic, she probably will become the villain anyway. Who knows? I hope it's not a happy ending. I hope she becomes a bad guy. Anyway, the next part is that she goes and has her first moment with Vision, watching Malcolm in the Middle, and I love how they showed the sitcoms that we've all been calling, like, you know, The Office, Malcolm in the Middle and stuff like that. They all show those there. And they have this moment, and, you know, she's hurting, and Vision is trying to bring her some joy, some love, because obviously he sees that she's in pain. She's just like telling him how she's just tired. She's tired of feeling this way. And then he says that he's like, grief is love persevering. And which is so cool, because it's just like, without love, you wouldn't feel grief. Probably is going to go back to like my last video that I just said about how love will probably break all this, you know, the spell and all that jazz. It probably will. I think that's going to be awesome. And what's really cool in that scene is that Vision is usually more robotic, but in that moment, like the first moment they share together, is the most human in that scene. I think Paul Bettany did a fantastic job. That's the most human I felt that Vision was. And to me, I thought it was an incredible chemistry and scene between the two. Then moving forward, then we get to see another big reveal, like I've said in my previous videos, Hayward using Vision as a weapon and how he basically set Wanda up. The whole thing, a lot of people have been saying how everything was in a hex on his wall. Let's just jump into a real quick theory here. Is Hayward Nicholas Scratch or someone related to Agatha? Because I don't know why he's setting her up. There has to be a reason why he's setting her up. I don't know if this is like setting up for the whole no mutants thing, as in not House of M, but what we saw in Days of Futures Past, is it the whole Sentinel thing? Is Hayward going to be responsible for Sentinels being created to attack mutants? Because he's used using, obviously, Vision into a weapon, and he's setting up Wanda. So, again, why? What's the motivation? Is it just because he's just paranoid because of the snap, or is there something more there? It's only 2 more episodes, we're gonna find out eventually. So you see that he set her up. The whole thing that he played for everybody is just missing pieces, and it goes against what I said about editing in the whole Justice League trailer video. If you haven't seen it, click right here. Come on. You know you want to. Editing could go a long way in anything part of storytelling, and look what happened. He edited stuff out and it looked like she broke in and was pissed and took people's bodies, but nope. He's like, Agatha has been like, can you make him come back to life? And the same thing, remember, Agatha before was just like, when the boys asked, can you make Sparky come back to life? She's like, you can do that? I think that's a key thing. There's something there. I know there is, or I'm just looking into it way too fucking much as always. But yeah, and she touches Vision and she's just like, I can't feel you. And I was like, my feels. And then the poor girl, she ends up leaving, and then in her car, which I'm like, man, she could fly. Why is she driving a car? You see an envelope, and then when she opens it, it's a deed to a vacant space in Westview. But when she enters Westview, you see everyone looks down. No one looks happy. That's because people in New Jersey don't even like being in New Jersey. It's just a fact. But yeah, everyone looks down and out, and I'm wondering, I'm like, okay, so with this hex that she created, like, did it do a House of M style of giving everybody what they really wanted? But let me stop jumping the gun here. So when she goes to the vacant lot and she opens it, we see a heart and it says grow old in, and I'm like, oh, Disney, I hate you so much right now. My dark heart can't take this anymore. Because I'm like the Grinch, my heart grew 3 sizes today. And then you see she busts open with energy, like if she was a Super Saiyan. She's just like Broly. She's like, ah, and just everything's just going crazy. The thing I like about this view though is that when the house was getting put together, if you see slowly is like the pieces of the comic of House of M when she's like losing her mind and the pieces are coming in. It looked exactly like that. I hope that's an homage to it because it was really, really great in my opinion. But also you see that after it creates the house, her hex goes over Westview, then you see that the power coming out of her is all red until it creates Vision. Then it's all yellow like the Mind Stone. So is that theory like before the Mind Stone power in her? We know it amped her powers, but is some of that power still in her? And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then Agatha figures it out. Agatha's like, I know what you are now. And then she tells her, you know, you see her in her traditional witch outfit, which I thought was awesome. I didn't get to see her old. I would have liked to see that, but we'll see if there's like a reveal of her true face, if there is a true face. So she has the boys hostage and she tells her, she's just like, you're a myth. You're not supposed to be real, but yet here you are. That all this magic is spontaneous creation. And she's like, and there's only one myth, and it's the Scarlet Witch. Which we all knew. We all knew she was going to get the mantle. As soon as Hayward said she doesn't have a silly nickname, there you go. We all knew. We're like, nah, it's coming. Yeah. And then she called it out. She's like, your magic is called chaos magic, which is really great. It emphasizes everything in the comic about her chaos magic. Now, the deal is though, the whole chaos magic thing in the comics, Agatha was the one that taught the Scarlet Witch how to control it. So I'm thinking that it goes with a great theory that my buddy DJ Harley has said, and he was saying how maybe she doesn't kill Agatha off, that maybe Doctor Strange shows up and she ends up giving him the big bird, like, I'm gone, and goes with Agatha to teach her to become the Scarlet Witch. And then all of a sudden she's like a main villain against Doctor Strange. I thought that had to be really cool. But I could also see her absorbing Agatha's powers because they really made an emphasis on that instead of just doing a regular backstory like other people, like in Guardians and other places where they actually explain their backstory instead of just showing their backstory. So they really put emphasis on that, and I'm wondering if the reason why they're putting emphasis on that is that's what's gonna end up happening, because she does also do that in the comic. But does that dark energy, like I said, does that turn her crazy? Or is she gonna be a good guy and the theory of Doctor Strange being her new teacher is gonna be a thing? I don't know. You let me know in the comments below. Also, for that post-credit scene, I thought it was awesome. We see White Vision, or Spectral Vision as people call him. They use Wanda's energy to put him online because apparently no other power source could put him online. I don't know how they took that energy. I mean, it's also, again, a great homage to the West Coast Avengers, because the West Coast Avengers, we have the whole thing with Billy and Tommy being pieces of Mephisto's soul. We have the whole thing about Vision being kidnapped. We have the whole thing about a Spectral Vision. So it's really a good homage to those comics. So now, the big question is Spectral Vision going to fight either Agatha, Wanda, and the other Vision? Are all three going to team up against them? Where's Photon? Where is she? Apparently it's going to be a big brawl, but we'll see. I think it'll be awesome. But that also comes to our point. If they don't do the Mephisto thing, is Paul Bettany really trolling us with the actor I've always wanted to work with. Was it himself? Like, I've always wanted to work with myself on screen, like he's never done that before. That'd be some shit, to be honest with you. I'd be like, that cheeky bastard. Like, that is so funny though. And we're all raving, you know, like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? And you know, that happened. And also for all you people that are like, they never said about the Luke Skywalker cameo. Listen, to address that real quick, is that the interviewer asked, would it be as big as Luke Skywalker in the end of The Mandalorian? And Elizabeth Olsen said yes. Now here's the deal. People are like, well, what the hell do you want her to say? No, that's what I want her to say. There have been plenty of times that actors have respectfully told interviewers, no, that's not the case, no, this is it. And then there are other times they're just absolute assholes and just be like, no, you're wrong. Why the fuck would you think something like that? Either which way, it would have been nice just to be like, no, not happening. But again, we don't know that yet, so let's go and we'll see. Those are my thoughts. If you have any other theories that's what's going to happen in the next 2 episodes, don't forget to comment below. Let me know how you like this episode as well. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell button for more future videos. I love you. Talk to you soon.